How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Smite. Today, I'm actually going to try to do an actual sort of educational match. Something that's not trolly, because the first two videos that I did have really nothing to do with how the actual game is played. Both times I've picked Anhur, who is a magical tank, and I built him completely wrong the last time, which, unfortunately, a lot of people... well, not a lot of people, but some people just didn't quite understand that I was just kind of screwing around with the game and not really playing the quote-unquote correct way. So the first time I was Anhur and I beat the robot. The second time I was Anhur and I built AD, which is all damage, which Anhur is a magical tank, and he should probably never be built all damage unless you're screwing around or really trying to control your team. Plus, I wasn't facing the robot anymore. I was facing an actual captain of a competitive team, which I talked about in the video, and in the video description, I talked about that as well. But unfortunately, some people overlook that. I like doing videos like that just to see who still gets fooled by it, and it just kind of makes me feel better about myself that I was actually able to fool someone, at least one person. I know a couple people said something that, you know, someone was like, "Oh, I don't really know much about Smite, but is this the raw bot? Like, is this an AI bot? And does Seamus really suck?" I don't suck that bad. The raw bot should definitely not be able to beat me unless they really do an overhaul of his AI. And honestly, his AI is not very good. Honestly, the only reason you should ever be going into Joust practice is to test out gods that you might not be familiar with, or maybe even try out different builds that you're trying to do. But most of the time, most of your skill is going to be gained from actually playing against other players in Conquest and stuff like that. A good way that I learned how to play all of the gods was by playing Assault, which assigns you a random god, and I kind of forced myself to learn how to play most of the gods, if not all of them, doing that. So this video will pretty much just be for people who are new to MOBAs or Smite in general, and it will kind of show you how to go about things as you play. Of course, the only way you're going to get any real experience is by jumping in and playing online matches. Today, for this practice match, I'm going to pick Anhur, who is an AD carry, who is a pretty squishy character, but so is Raw. The Raw bot will probably build all tank. Well, maybe not all tank, but kind of a hybrid. That's usually what the Raw bot does. But Anhur's basic role in the game is to get many kills, and he does that by building physical damage up. Now, before I begin, I have to say that I'm really not a pro at this game. I believe I have decent basic to advanced knowledge of the game. If I could speak correctly, that would be pretty awesome. So, we'll probably go with Death's Toll just because it's the raw bot. I don't really know what people would buy going against Joust. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't get this starter item, but this item is really important in Conquest, at least. It gives you a little bit of sustain and a little bit of physical power, health, and attack speed. These boots will give you some run speed, as well as physical power and attack speed. That's usually what I like to go with right off the bat. And of course, I'm going to be a little bit late to the lane because I was trying to explain stuff. So, unlike, I don't know if there are any other MOBAs that have an over-the-shoulder kind of view. I know Dota and League are all top-down perspective and whatnot, so... But Smite is a little bit different. Like, I really sucked at League and stuff when I tried it, and I eventually found Smite and took a pretty good liking to it, and have been playing it ever since. I don't play it as much as I would like to, but I still do play it on occasion. And there you go. But any strategies and builds you see in this are subject to change based on... I still got hit by that. Based on who exactly you might be playing as and what your style is. Maybe you play a little bit more aggressive. Maybe you want to build a couple different items than I do. That is completely fine and dandy. Not all of this is set in stone. I'm sure many of you will have your own builds and whatnot and your own strategies. So feel free to list those in the comments if you would like. But other than that, this will probably just be my own stuff. Plus it depends on what the other person might be building. If the person is building a lot of physical defense, I might go something with physical penetration, which is Titan's Bane, stuff like that. The boots give you a little bit of physical pen, I believe, maybe. At least when they're finished. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward stuff. As you can tell, the bot is not super good, and I stayed in that tower a little bit too long. But I do plan on doing some actual matches at first. But at least for people who are extremely new to the game, I would definitely jump into practice solo Joust and kind of screw around. In the link or in the video description, there should be links to like you know, go sign up at the website you want to play. It's completely free to play. I guess Robot is still just gonna stand over there and do nothing, wait for his minion wave to show up, which he's losing a shit ton of tower damage. But I do plan on doing some actual matches at some point very soon. I just wanted to kind of get a better understanding as the games that went on, and honestly, I've been kind of sitting. There's an ult from Ra. I've been kind of sitting around, not really doing a whole lot with the game, just because I don't play it as much as I would like to. And unfortunately, because Ra did ult, it kind of cleared my wave like super quick. But this is a big but. I'll explain what some of these abilities do in a second. But Ra's passive is, when he uses an ability, he gets a little bit more movement speed, and that is why he was running very, very fast, very, very quickly. But Anhur's, the only ability I've really used is Anhur's too. But his one, once I get some of these minions down, I'll show you what it does. I was also thinking about doing like some sort of like god tutorial thing. Like, even though I'm not the best and I'm not a pro, I could probably still teach new people exactly what to do. So Anhur's one brings up like this little sand thing. It's like a pillar in a sand. Unfortunately, Ra walked away. But Anhur's 2, if I can show it here, if you hit them into a wall, when you use his 2, which is the little spear thing that came out, they will get stunned. So if you're able to actually set your pillar up properly, you can stun him on your pillar, which will lead to something very good. Unless, if he backs here. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can. There we go. And then out comes the ult, and he's gone. So that's basically what you want to do is Anhur. If you can get someone pillar stunned, and they're low enough, then you just want to pop your ult. But his one brings up, I believe it's called, I'll probably actually look at what the actual name is in a second. So Ra, you can see his build here. He's building tanks, so he has Mark of the Vanguard and blah blah blah. So we probably won't build Pen this quickly. I'll probably just go Executioner for the hell of it. I'll probably also grab something like Meditation, because I ran out of mana when I did that. And you know what? I'm actually going to get rid of this mana pot, and I'm going to go with Consumable. Teleport. Teleport will bring me back to lane a little bit faster. Very useful in Conquest. But like I said, let's see. Is it called? It's called Shifting Sands, and as you can see, if you hit space, your mouse will come up. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but if you hover over the abilities, it tells you what to do. Alternatively, you can just press K, and that'll bring that up. So Anhur erects an obelisk from the ground, blocking player movement for 7 seconds, which means you can't walk through the little pillar that comes up. The surrounding sand slows enemies by 15% and increases the damage of Anhur's basics by 4%. Of course, all that stuff will increase as you level it up and whatnot. Usually the priority that I like to upgrade Anhur's abilities would be his ult, when you can finally get it. So 4, his spear, which is his 2, his Shifting Sands, which is his 1, and then his jump, which is his 3. That's usually the progression that I like to do. Pretty good for clearing minion waves, but you might also want to save it to try and get a pillar stun and stuff. But unfortunately, like, it's the Ra bot, it doesn't really matter. For whatever reason, it seems like Ra's trying to bait me into a trap. Unfortunately, if I hit Ra while I'm under tower, the tower will target me, as you saw there. But Ra is like really fucking around for some reason, and I can basically just use my ult, no problem. So that's what I'm talking about when I say I don't have any minions in there. That's what I'm talking about when I say the AI is generally not very good to test your skill on. It's more accustomed to. Should probably get another teleport for the hell of it. It's more accustomed to just kind of trying out new gods and stuff, and maybe your own builds. But yeah, there you go. So that would be his Shifting Sands and his little pillar thing. His 2 is the spear that comes out like you saw. It goes through enemy minions, unlike his basics. So it's basically just think of it as like a really strong basic attack that goes through minions, and is generally pretty good. And like I said, if you manage to hit the god on a wall, or you manage to hit them on the pillar, they will get stunned, which gives you time to get a couple basics off, maybe get your ult off if they're low enough. and whatnot. But that's basically his 1 and his 2. His 3 is his jump, which can be used for an escape, and it can also be used for an initiation. Generally, I like to save my dashes and my jumps as an escape, unless I am completely sure that I'm not going to get screwed over by it, by possibly like another god coming in to gank or whatnot. So, as you can see, I'll probably hit Ra with a basic, and I'm getting hit by that. But it doesn't matter. Here comes the jump. The jump will knock him up and do damage, and will allow you to possibly get an ult off. Maybe use your 2 to hit them into a wall to stun them for an even longer duration. So it's pretty good. Anhur at this point in time is probably one of my favorite gods. Just because, I don't know, I'm kind of... You better not stop me from backing. I swear. Okay, thank you. He's one of my more favorite gods to play right now. I find him kind of simple to use, but there's also a lot of different technical stuff that can be used for him, like stunning on walls and stunning on the pillar. So now that I have boots done, I have the executioner done, I have this. Probably the next thing I will get... Usually I don't like to build Jotuns on him. But you also have these little tabs under the shop. Recommended. And then you have popular items. You have consumable actives, which are basically extra abilities that you can use outside of combat. Meditation, for example, will refill much of my mana. And at rank 3 meditation, it will heal me. Kind of digging around in the shop for a lot, but I'll probably just go Jotun's Wrath. It gives you a pretty decent amount of physical power. It gives you a little bit more mana, and it gives you some physical pen. And the passive, when you actually get this item completely built, is it reduces your cooldowns by a little bit, which for Anhur, I don't really find that super important. I usually don't build Jotun's Wrath on him, but just for the fuck of it, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm still getting my tower attacked because I'm kind of screwing around in the shop too long. But I mean, right here I could do that and just kind of basic him a little bit. Unfortunately, the bot isn't so great, so he kind of got stuck there for a second, so I didn't have to use my ult. I pretty much cannot stress enough that kind of jousting the bot is not gonna really improve your skill. As sucky as it may be, jumping into Conquest or Assault or something and getting your butt kicked if you're especially new to the entire MOBA genre, it's kind of what you have to do if you want to improve a little bit. But he's generally pretty easy to kind of mess with, as he's ulting my minion wave again. You only have a couple more minions, Raw. I don't want to alarm... Okay, you want to get stunned on that? Alright, we'll see... We'll see what that does. We'll see what that does. There we go. He got away. I could die. Oh, wait. Hold on. I could be like really... No, he's probably... Oh, no, he stayed. He waited for me to come in and hit him. There you go. I've been targeted by Phoenix. I need to get the fuck out of here. I might die for this, by the way. No, wasn't that close. For whatever reason, Ra decided to stay like way too long. And he definitely paid the price for it. So we'll push the wave. We'll go back, finish off Jotun's Wrath, probably buy the next rank of another item, which I'll probably... I honestly could have gone Deathbringer this time. I really didn't need it. If I had been playing Conquest or something and I was doing this well right off the bat, I probably would have gone Deathbringer, third item. Usually this item wouldn't be counted, so 1, 2, and then Deathbringer. Deathbringer is a very strong weapon. We'll see. Or a very strong item, sorry. What it gives you is 50 physical power, 20% critical strike chance, and the passive is critical strike damage is increased by 50%. This combined with rage will make you very, very, very hurty. And depends on whether you want to build Deathbringer and rage. They tend to work okay together, but like I said, it depends on, you know, whatever type of build you might be using. Ra, again, is getting a little bit cocky here. My ult's back up in 6 seconds. Where is he? There he is. Unfortunately... Oh, man. 2 basic attacks did that much damage. Here we go. I must have hit a couple crits. I wasn't paying attention. Where are you going, Ra? Where are you going? You don't have a tower there? You don't have a tower there, Ra? Where are you going? Where are you going? You want to go back to the Phoenix? That's too bad. We'll just use my ult to clear the fucking creep wave, just because, like... I don't think I'm going to need my ult for Ra. It's not that big of a deal. There's also a bunch of enemy minions all the way back there kind of stopping my minions from coming in. Generally, you don't want to tank this yourself because, as you can tell, it will start to do a lot of damage. A lot more damage than you can do to it. I have some health pots, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not really scared of the Ra bot. He could easily kill me if he does land an ult, but Generally, you can see Ra's ult coming from a mile away. Generally, his ult is a lot better for hitting a god that might be crowd controlled, which is like sort of stunned. Maybe in a mirror freeze, something like that. If you've seen my other videos, I'm sure you've seen me hit a freeze at some point. But usually his ult will be used for that. Or if a god is running away, you can kind of use it to predict where they're going. As you can tell, it has a little bit of ramp-up time. I have no idea why this Ra is attacking me, because his Phoenix is going to be gone. Just get out of there. I don't want to take any more damage than that. 'Cause I don't know if I have... No, I don't have any more. I don't have any more minions there, so... There's really no point into doing that. He's really cocky, though, by the way. We'll see if I can get any crits. We'll see if I can get... I cannot get any crits, apparently. So we'll use the jump to kind of close the gap a little bit. Throw some basics. Apparently, I cannot hit my basics for shit, so I'll just ult just to get the kill. It's not really a big deal. Generally, you would want to save it, but it's the raw bot, and it's not a huge deal. I should be able to finish off the rest of my Deathbringer, though. As you can tell by going into the shop, you can tell there. I mean, I kind of jumped the gun, but this is completely done. I won't have enough money to get anything else, so we'll just jump back to lane. The use of teleport, like I said, is very important. You're able to teleport to any of your allied towers that are still up. I don't think it works on Phoenixes, and it's not really a huge deal that it doesn't work on Phoenixes. Most of the time, you're going to want to get to your tower faster, not really your Phoenix. By the time the enemy is at your Phoenix, it's probably pretty late game anyway, and it won't matter as much. There's also little buff camps around here. I don't usually get buffs in Joust. They're really good to get in Conquest. The entire Conquest map is a lot different than this, since I haven't really done anything Conquest related. But these are buffs. As you can tell, in sort of the lower right-hand corner, it tells you what's going on. The leader of this camp has a buff. Defeating it grants the killer a buff for 2 minutes. It is medium difficulty. The buff is plus 20% movement. This is the wrong buff. It says it's movement speed, but that's actually attack buff. Movement speed is over here. So I don't know if the tooltip is incorrect on that, or if I'm just missing something. It's possible that it's incorrect. It's possible that I'm being dumb and missing something. This should be speed. This says cooldown. I'm pretty sure this is speed, or maybe it is. No, it should. No, that's speed. Cooldown and mana buff were combined, and mana buff is all the way over here. I could go to my own mana buff, but just for the hell of it, we'll go over here. I guess some of these tooltips might be incorrect for one reason or another. This says plus 5 mana per second and 10% cooldown reduction. This actually looks correct. So I don't know what's going on with the other two buffs. And my middle tower is being attacked again. That's okay though. I'm not very scared of Ra. So we'll just get this buff for the hell of it. Why not? You can throw down your shifting sands to get a little bit more damage there. As you can tell, I was doing quite a bit with my crits now that I have Deathbringer completely finished off. There's nothing else I really want. Of course, you can go in here. You know, it tells you, and attack speed, power, blah, 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 magical items. You don't want any magical items on Anhur for the most part. Some defense items. Generally, you don't want to build defense on Anhur either. If you are going to build defense on Anhur, you might want to go something like, not Wall of Absolution. What am I looking for? I think it would be this. Because this gives you, let's see, this gives you 60 magical protection, 20 physical power, and some HP 5, and then their passives are just different. So if you were going to build any defense on Anhur, and you still wanted to get some physical power, this would be the way to go. You don't see a whole lot of Anhurs or ranged ADs, for that matter, using defense. So probably just go full damage and not mess with it. But Rage, I would say, would be a pretty decent one of the final items to get. It looks kind of janky because I bought Death's Toll for whatever reason. Last, I'll probably just, it doesn't matter. My tower's almost gone. My minions actually managed to push up to the minnow, so that's good. I assumed my tower would be gone by now, but when you kill the enemy's Phoenix or one of the lanes, depending on Conquest, because Conquest is would be, I don't know why I just bought that. Conquest is 3 lanes, so if you get one of the Phoenixes down, then that lane will then spawn fire minions, which are a little bit more powerful, which is why those minions are pushing up so far, because they are fire minions, because that Phoenix is still down. But generally, it's just knowledge that you'll learn over time. I ended up watching a lot of streamers play for several months before actually starting to play myself. I was just more interested in watching people play the game rather than playing it myself, but since then I've taken a liking to just do that. I don't know why I did that. That was actually a misclick. But then we'll just ult for the, you know, whatever, and he's gone. The minnow's not very pleased with that. So that was a really stupid jump. I meant to hit my ult, and instead I jumped and looked really dumb. But no harm, no foul, right? Not much of a problem. But the minnow will probably be dead here very quickly. Funny enough, if you put this up, the minnow can actually crush that and get rid of it. So you probably don't want to shifting sands the minnow unless you want to waste it. And that was actually very quick. Actually, it was 17 minutes, so it wasn't that quick, but it went a lot faster than I thought. So in the future, I probably will be doing some actual Conquest matches or Assault matches, which are versus other players, actually. As time goes on, I'm just trying to improve myself and my playing ability before I try to jump in and do matches. If you've ever seen any of my Call of Duty stuff, chances are it'll be like that, where I don't only upload my best matches. Like, if I do bad, I'll upload the match, and, you know, maybe someone can learn something from it, like what not to do, just stuff like that. Generally, I'm not very picky with what I put up. If I do terrible in a match, then, you know, I'll upload it for people to poop on me, or learn from my mistakes, or just laugh at how bad my team did, or how bad I did, stuff like that. Not a very super big deal to me. But other than that, yeah, I do plan on doing that very, very soon, for those of you who are interested. I just wanted to jump in and kind of show people how the game should actually be played. Unfortunately, against the bot, there's no real way to show just how great, you know, that was. That might have looked good, but it was against the bot, so it's not super impressive. But if people want, I could try to do some tutorials on different gods. Like I said, I know how to play most of these, and I know how to play most of these probably somewhat decently, so I could probably do tutorials for people if they wanted. And of course, you know, whoever else plays the game can always add input into what kind of strategies to use or what kind of builds to build. It all comes down to personal preference. So that's probably it. This will probably be like a 20-25 minute long video. I don't know. It's just something kind of impromptu that I wanted to do to kind of show people how the game can actually be played. Because those the last two videos I did were just kind of trolly and were kind of dumb. But that one was more akin to what the game should be played like. So if you do want to play Smite for free, we do have a referral link in the description. The creatures do. Most of the creature videos that have gone up probably have that referral link in it, as do mine. So if you do want to play for free, go ahead, click that referral link, and sign up and begin playing. And hope you have fun with it and whatnot. If you do use the referral link that we use, we do get some nifty stuff as more people sign up. So it's pretty cool. We get something out of it, and I mean, I guess you guys don't really get anything out of it. You get a free game to play. There you go. Unfortunately, not all of these gods are unlocked. I did buy the god pack. They do have free rotation gods and whatnot, but I'm not. I think on the home screen, like, current god rotation is, you know, these 5, and then there are always, I think, maybe 5 gods that are constantly free. Like, just a set amount of gods. Like, every week or every couple weeks, they change the free god rotation. But there's always, like, the same 5 or so gods that are free. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of impromptu little random video about the robot and all of his suckage. Next time, hopefully it will not be another kind of stupid troll video. Hopefully next time I will actually have some sort of Conquest match going up, or, you know, match of the day or an assault. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see. I would be happy to do more videos. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. But other than that, I will talk to you guys later. See ya.